when you see a bunch of aspen trees together, that's actually one organism. Their roots are connected, and what you are actually seeing is an aspen colony. Their roots are interconnected underground, and there's a oneness to them, and then they spring up individual trees above ground, and those trees can even live and die, and then the roots underground will propagate another tree in its place. And in fact, it's not confirmed, but it is believed that the oldest aspen colony is in Utah, and it's 80,000 years old. And if that's true, it's the oldest living organism, right? But what you see above ground are individual beautiful aspen trees, and never knowing that underneath, right, all of those roots are interconnected and they're sharing the same life. Isn't that like us with our parts? One self energy, and like we talked about, that self energy is our parts, it's themselves, right? But yet our parts are parts, and they manifest as parts. Absolute, and then parts as the relative, and they're simultaneously entangled. It is the same in our world. It is the same in our societies externally, right? We are all connected, we're all impacting each other, and yet fiercely individual at the exact same time. Bodhicitta is the expression of self-energy. Compassion, openness, gentleness, love, connection, creativity, right? All the C words and then some, right? It's not just that there's a tender place inside or a soft place inside. It's that, Richard Schwartz says this, that self-energy does have an agenda. It does have an agenda. It's an open, curious space, but it's an energy that very much wants to heal, right? It's an energy that very much wants to nourish, just like the earth, right? The self-energy has an agenda. The open, empty space of the heart has an agenda, right? And so, so there's the expression of bodhicitta at the relative level, right? But then absolute bodhicitta in these teachings is considered to be awareness itself. And that's something to chew on. There's a little bit of a intriguing gap there. How is that possible? That absolute compassion, that absolute oneness, and the compassion of oneness, the compassion of a unified field of self-energy extant in the universe, is synonymous with awareness itself and open space. Very curious. Doesn't exactly, it's not a 1 + 1 = 2 kind of situation. But the earliest definition I ever heard of an enlightened person is it's somebody who sees both absolute and relative simultaneously. Somebody who sees the oneness and, that it's all a dream and that suffering is real and that death is real and that our lives are important, right? At the exact same time. And we're here, that's part of what awakening means. And here we are on this path, right? And there's a piece here that's part of the training, which that's what Lojong means, is mind training, is we're opening to begin to take in both absolute and relative simultaneously. And the training here is we feel the heart, the relative heart, your individual heart. We open to the sky around us, right, which is really attuning to the absolute aspect. Right? And the part of the way that you can do that is regarding it all as a dream, because that helps us to just loosen up. And that's actually not so important. This meditation is not such a big deal. My life actually isn't big. My hangups are not actually that big of a deal. They're just visitors. They're like clouds that come and go.